Geometry final review. Question 1. Find the values of the variables and the lengths of the sides for this kite. So we know we have a set of congruent sides. So we know y minus 2 equals x plus 2. And the second set of congruent sides at the bottom, we see 2x plus 2 equals x plus 11. So since the bottom one only has x as a variable, let's solve for it. So let's isolate the x's. So we're going to subtract x on each side, and we're going to get x plus 2 equals 11. Alright, and then we're going to subtract 2 to each side, and we're going to get x equals 9. Okay, so it said find the side lengths. Well, this side length right here would be 9 plus 11, which would be 20. This side length up top would be 9 plus 2, which would be 11. So we need side lengths of 11 and a 20, and x equals 9. So if you look through your choices, you see that you could get only one possible answer. 11 and 20, x equals 9. And then we could solve for y if we needed to, but we don't need to. The answer is C. Number 2. ABCD is a parallelogram. If the measure of angle CDA is 66, then what is the measure of angle BCD? So we know this is 66. What is the measure of angle BCD? Well, what do we know is true about adjacent angles on parallelograms? They have to be supplementary. So the measure of angle C must be 180 minus 66, which would be 114. Answer C. Number 3. Parallelogram, measure of angle DAB is 115. Then what is the measure of angle C? Well, opposite angles must be congruent on parallelograms, so the measure of angle C must be 115 as well. The answer is D. Number 4. LMNO is a parallelogram if NM is x plus 15 and OL is 3x plus 5, then find the value of x and MMOL. Well, 3x plus 5, they must be equal to each other, must be equal to x plus 15. Isolate the x's, so subtract the x to each side, so we're going to get 2x plus 5 equals 15. Isolate the x some more, so subtract 5, so we're going to get 2x is equal to 10. Divide everything by 2, so x equals 5. So the side lengths must be 20. So x equals 5 and both sides are 20. Answer is B. Number 5. Find the values of the variables in the parallelogram. So we got x, y, and z. Well, we know x by alternate interior angles should be congruent with 29. We know z, opposite angles, so should be 102. Okay. Now, it's a little tricky on this one, but what do we know is true? We can do this two different ways. What do we know is true about the three angles of a triangle? They must be the sum of 180. So 180 must equal 102 plus 129, plus 29 plus y. So 180 must equal 131 plus y. So y must equal 49. So x is 29, y is 49, and z is 102. Our answer is D. Number 6, in the figure, the horizontal lines are parallel. AB is equal to BC is equal to CD. Okay, so we know this is congruent to this, which is congruent to this. Find the length of JM. Well, if this section right here is 3, we know corresponding sections have a congruent ratio, so it must just be 3 sections of 3. So our answer should be A9. Number 7. Find AM in the parallelogram if PN is 9, so this black line right here is 9, and AO is 4. Okay, so PN is 9 and AO is 4. Well, you don't even need to know PN is equal to 4, because what do you know? Diagonals bisect each other. So AM must be equal to 4. So you'd put B up there, not 4. Okay, number 8. Find the value of an x and a y, which ABCD must be a parallelogram. So again, what we just said before are diagonals must be congruent. So we can say 4x minus 2 must be equal to x plus 28, and 4y minus 7 must be equal to y plus 14. So let's solve for x first. So we're going to subtract x to each side, and we're going to get 3x minus 2 equals 28. We're going to add 2 to each side, so we're going to get 3x equals 30. Divide everything by 3. X equals 10. Okay, right side. We're going to subtract y to each side. So we're going to get 3y minus 7 equals 14. We're going to add 7 to each side, so we're going to get 3y equal to 21. Divide everything by 3, so y equals 7. So x is 10 and y is 7. Answer C. 9. Based on the information in the diagram, can you prove that the figure is a parallelogram? Explain. Yes, what we can tell is opposite angles are congruent. So B. Number 10. If the measure of angle B and D are 41, find the measure of angle C so that quadrilateral ABCD is a parallelogram. Well, corresponding sides, adjacent angles must be supplementary. So 180 minus 41 must equal measure of angle A or C. So 139 is our answer, B. Number 11. In the rhombus, the measure of angle 1 is 15x. The measure of angle 2 is x plus y. And the measure of 3 is 30z. Find the value of each. Okay, well, here's what we know about rhombuses. Diagonals of rhombuses are perpendicular to each other. So we can set each one of these equations equal to 90. So 15x is equal to 90. X plus y is equal to 90. And 30z is equal to 90. Okay, and all these are wrong, by the way, because z equals 3. So divide everything on the first one by 15. We get x equals 6. If x equals 6, y must equal 84, and z would equal 3. Answer C. Number 12. Find the value of A and B. Alright, well we got a trapezoid here. But more importantly, we know these two sides, since they're off parallel sides, must be supplementary. So A is going to be equal to 180 minus 36, which should be 144. B should be 180 minus 113, which should be 67. So the answer is A. 13. The isosceles trapezoid is part of an isosceles triangle with a 46 degrees vertex angle. What is the measure of an acute base angle of the trapezoid? Of the obtuse base angle. So here's what it wants. Here are acute angles. That's the first one it wants. And then it wants these. Okay, well, what do we know about isosceles triangles? The bottom two angles are the same. So we could say 2 times that angle plus 46 equals 180, right? Both of the bottom angles plus 46 must equal 180. So just solve for x. 2x equals, we subtract 46 to each side. So we're going to get 134. Divide everything by 2. We get x equals 67. So my base angle is 67. Okay, remember what we said is these two angles must be supplementary. So 180 minus 67 is going to be my upper angle, which that should be 113. So my small angle should be 67, my big angle should be 113. Answer is B. 14. Find the measure of angle A and 3 in the kite. Or angle 1 and 3. Well, angle 1 and angle 3 must be the same, so angle 1 is going to be 39. Angle 3 and 39 have to be complementary. So angle 3 must equal 90 minus 39, which should be 51. Answer C. 15. The measure of angle R is 130 and the measure of angle S is 80. Find T. Find the measure of angle T. There's a couple ways you could attack this. You could draw a line between R and T and make two congruent triangles, or you could just know angle U is going to be 80. The sum of these four angles, including T, must be 360. So we could say the measure of angle T equals 360 minus 130 minus 80 minus 80, which you could think of this as 360 minus 290. So the measure of angle T should be 70 degrees. The answer is B.